Welcome to our channel. We're going to show you how we took a 1969 F100 and a 2009 police car Crown Vic and built Sandy. Off with disassembling the Crown Vic. We were using a garage basically by ourselves, so we just cut this thing into manageable sections that we could take apart and move outside as we were trying to strip it down to just the bare frame, so that we were only using the running gear, the engine, the transmission of this build. After we got the car down to just the floor pans and the firewall, we removed the floor pans from the car. We are going to save this because we're going to cut the actual firewall out and transplant it into the F100 so that all the air condition, the brake boosters, and the gas pedal will all work in the F100. Once we cut out these panels, we will transplant them back into the other cab. Once we had all the pieces cut out, we were able to move the car parts outside and we were able to start on the F100 itself. We were going to go ahead and just completely disassemble it and remove it from the frame, take the cab off. We cut the front clip into sections so that we could pull that out. We raised the cab up and put it on stands so that we could pull all this stuff out by ourselves and get it out of the garage. As I was disassembling the car, I taped up everything, every wire, and wrote on it with a Sharpie so that I could decipher and eliminate everything that was extra so that we could get it down to the very minimum of a running driving harness to use. As you can see, there's a ton of extra wires that we were able to eliminate down to a very simple engine run start harness, as we'll show in this video. Once we had all the wiring stripped down to what made the chassis and engine run, we were able to start taping everything up and making it clean, neat, and organized so that we could divert our attention back to the cab. With our attention back on the cab, we went ahead and removed everything out of the dash, the heater controls, the wiring harness, the glove box, so that we could do some fabrication of welding the panels back in from the Vic to the F100. We also are going to save the F100 wiring harness because we're going to tie that back into the Crown Vic harness so that we can use the headlights, turn signals off of the F100 harness so that we don't have to try to tie all that back into the Crown Vic harness. All you need is a power wire to charge the fuse box, and then you have all of the turn signals, headlights working off of its original wiring. Here's the after effect of after we welded the panels in. We bolted the air box out of the Crown Vic into it so that we can hook up the air conditioning. We did weld the brake booster into a little bit of a wrong spot. It had an interference with the steering column, so we had to cut that back out and weld it again. But luckily it's all just metal and you can cut it out and weld it as many times as you'd like. once we got all the firewall fitted in the way we liked it, it was time to mount the cab onto the frame of the Vic. So we're going to use a cherry picker and a ratchet strap so that we can manage this. This is going to conclude the first steps of building Sandy. Give us a like and a follow, and stay tuned in, and you can see the rest of this build as it unfolds.